This is about someone that we have covered recently. It's a bit of history that I saw, which could be interesting and could also get a good laugh. This is a video up that gives us some history regarding Kaceytron. And how she basically turned an entire community against her. So we're gonna get a little bit of I think this will be beneficial to give us some a little bit of backstory as to why Kaceytron became the lol cow, the dope head lol cow that we know today. Because honestly, I only know her as currently as basically the pothead that watched Ethan's video and was just smoking up her fucking brains out the entire time she was watching Ethan's video on stream. I don't really know anything about her beyond that, so I am legitimately curious what she was like before and what led to her downfall. So, let's check this out.
Kaceytron is a Twitch streamer whose career is currently struggling. She at one point was so remarkably successful and well connected, it's quite astonishing to see the state that she is currently in. To get an idea of how disliked Casey is, there's a website.
Was she? Hold up, got 13 seconds in, for fuck's sake. Look at her. She looks free as a fucking kite right now. Look at the droopiness of her eyes. Is this normal for her? She looks completely fucking baked in this. Like, legitimate question. Is this just how she normally looks, or is she just baked out of her mind right now? I'm legitimately asking that because I don't know what she looks like when she is not baked.
To get an idea of how disliked Casey is, there's a website that tracks streamer metrics, and it also has content tags for each streamer. And Casey's top tags are listed as toxic, poor quality, and trash. But check this out, on a different website I found this. Since 2021, Casey has almost consistently put in more hours streaming whilst losing concurrent viewers and losing followers. And if we compare this to a peer of hers, Cutie Cinderella, you can see again in 2021, they were given the same opportunities and exposure, and someone like Cutie has had the complete opposite career trajectory and has managed to capitalize on this greatly. So let's take a look at someone that's had every opportunity to become a part of the Twitch aristocracy alumni, and how they lost it all to have a—
Oh my fucking god! Chat, did you just see what I saw? She is such a fucking dope head that while Minx and Cutie Cinderella are making legit jack-o'-lanterns, she's making a fucking pumpkin bong. No. Yes, Leo, she was taking a torch to the pumpkin because this is a pumpkin bong. Look at it. She leans down to take a hit from it. Just watch.
To become a part of the Twitch aristocracy alumni, and how they lost it all to have a career known only for toxicity and desperation.
I probably would have gotten much farther than I have thus far had I done more picking sides.
When Kaceytron started streaming on Twitch, she'd be playing games like WoW and League of Legends, and she'd have an act where she'd portray an obnoxious and stupid gamer girl posting rage bait to garner attention whilst wearing a low-cut top.
Another cosplay that I really enjoy doing.
Color me shocked. Her content consists of her showing her tits. That is her content. Her content is, look, I have big tits. Today. I mean, no, you know what? I respect the game. I respect that sex sells. I respect it. If she's getting the gooners in her chat because she's showing off her tits, you know what? God bless her. Thank you, Jack. And mine are more tastefully revealed. I've got the cleavage, so I'm giving you tantalizing tastes. I'm not just flopping like tits out everywhere for you guys.
Is Zelda. You know, all you really need is a leotard. I have a green leotard that I use, and then I actually have a shield that I made myself out of paper mache that looks pretty much just like the one he uses.
And don't get me wrong, I wouldn't dream of watching or supporting content like this, but considering how low the bar is set by people on Twitch, I can at least understand that this is a piece of entertainment, and she did manage to get a following for it. Along with this, she managed to successfully collaborate with other streamers and become a part of the once blossoming Twitch community. By 2019, Kacey
Look at who she was around during this.
and become a part of the once blossoming Twitch community.
I saw a jump scare.
By 2019, Kacey was able to host
Good
her
night,
own panel
Belts.
show
Have a
that,
wonderful
despite being
night.
short-lived, showed how connected she was, featuring at the time some of Twitch's heavy hitters. A lot of these connections were most probably due to her spending time on Raj Patel's Twitch streams, this being content made by a creator now known as Austin. For people that aren't aware, Austin used to host absolute shit show panels where sometimes bits would land.
Anyway, go
Who
on.
the fuck is the Dalai Lama?
I think the Dalai Lama was sexist, but it just goes to show, like, you know, nobody's
Wait, are we
saying.
talking about an animal right now?
No.
No, Andy, no.
God damn it, I need a facepalm emote. Hello, my sweet fuck. Someone bitch slapped that girl with a history book for the all that is holy. For all that is holy, someone slapped her with a history book. And yes, Wombat, they're all interesting. You can't see it because chat's hiding it. Let me disappear chat for a second. In this particular video,
About an animal.
Kaceytron is actually the only one out of all of these women not showing off her tits. Interestingly enough, for the first time, Kaceytron is not the one showing off her tits. All the rest of them are. 100% Kaceytron is not. Interesting.
But it just goes to show, like, you know, nobody's
Wait,
saying.
are we talking about an animal right now?
No.
No, Andy, no.
Candy,
All of the land. Candy, please.
And sometimes they wouldn't.
So, okay.
I can't believe a man who preaches tolerance and inner confidence violated the first principle of internet etiquette, which is never be horny on main. He just straight up 84 years old.
Hassan, you actually asked the question old enough to count, old enough to mount. Shut the fuck up, you cum guzzler. Shut the fuck up. You have zero right to say a fucking word about that. Because you literally uttered the words, old enough to count, old enough to mount. Those are words that exited your fucking mouth in a video or on a stream. I'm not even sure which it was. Shut up. Go sit in the cuck chair, bitch.
Horny posted on his main account. Terrible look.
And at this time, Austin would pretend to be a character called
visit
Raj
another
Patel.
brothel.
Originally, he'd even do a little Indian accent when he was streaming.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I can rap. I just wanted to introduce myself before I rapped. The first thing I said, oh my God, this woman has gigantic personality. That's exactly what I thought, Casey.
To think this guy went
It's not even a good Indian accent. For fuck's sake, HLC does a far superior Indian accent than that.
on to do Minecraft streamer dating shows into fully fledged studio game shows for Twitch. It is insane where he came from. But that's not the story for today. One of Austin's most notable shows from back then was the Raj Royale, an elimination-based panel show that was really designed to cause chaos.
Flicker, why didn't you kick him?
Shut up!
I'm talking. Shut up. I'm talking. Why can't you let me talk? Why can't you let me talk?
My
Kaceytron
God.
was a good fit for the show. She was provocative, she was well syndicated with everyone, and she put an effort in to try to be funny. This is where I believe the comparison to
Now, call it like it is, she had big tits and she had no zero problem showing it off. That's why she was a big good fit for the show. She had big tits. That's it. Call it like it is.
Cutie Cinderella is apt, as the boost in views and contacts that came from being on this show led her and many others to be able to create successful careers for themselves. And one would have thought that Kaceytron, with her wild personality, would have been able to do the same. And just to pile on with this point, Kacey really did have all the opportunities going for her, even having the Ego Rejects podcast, with at the time very popular streamer Minx, and now potentially celebrity tier streamer, the aforementioned Cutie Cinderella. So,
And if I'm not mistaken, isn't Minx the one that had a monumental alcoholic crash out? Because this is Minx, I believe that's Minx right there. She's the one that basically is a raging alcoholic and had multiple crash outs at multiple Twitch parties where she is just a colossal fucking drunk. And pothead too. I think she like consumes of both. Yeah, and what do you and well, I'm not going to say anything in relation to Kaceytron on this, but I have my suspicions. I will see if there's any foundation with this little history lesson about Kaceytron.
where did it all go wrong? Well, Twitch's landscape started changing. What was previously popular, the edgy panel shows, the controversial topics and the screaming, got replaced by child-friendly Minecraft streamers. And these people, in the realist sense, had the most disgustingly toxic fan bases, crying foul of ableism.
Wait. Hang on. I think I missed some context there. I was trying to read your chats at the same time.
Replaced by child-friendly Minecraft streamers. And these people, in the realist sense, had the most disgustingly toxic fan bases, crying foul of ableism at the drop of a hat at a streamer they don't like, whilst the creators that they stan could probably get away with literal murder. People like Austin mirrored that, going from content focused on provocative shouting matches and drama to cute dating shows with Minecraft freaks. Minx and Cutie were making sure to stay in these people's good books, sweeping up whatever viewership they could from them. And Kaceytron decided to criticize the Minecraft streamers for gay baiting, which is really just the weakest criticism. But the Minecraft stan community really cared. The Minecraft stans would go to any lengths to take Kacey down, and they found a clip where she supposedly says the N-word while singing to a song. And I conducted some N-word analysis on this, and you can hear her saying it clear as day. But the really bad thing about Kacey is, with the writing on the wall, she still thinks she can deny it. Something so many creators can't do is just admit that they are in the wrong, and take the L, then move on. But time after time, you see creators like this being haunted by their past because...
Okay. If I'm understanding this correctly, she was singing a song that had the N-word in it. Did I get that correct? That she said the N-word, but it was literally a part of a song. Correct? Did I hear that explanation correctly out of the video? Okay. Why are you apologizing then, Kaceytron? You were singing a song, a published song, that an artist wrote, put together, and sold, that is clearly popular, that uses the N-word in it. You sang that song, which has probably been sung thousands of fucking times, including the use of the N-word, and people have never had a fucking problem with it. Why are you apologizing? Why are you apologizing? If it's a popular enough song that you were singing it and it has the N-word in it, why are you apologizing? Fucking stand up for yourself. What this is indicating is she has no spine. She has no spine. Because if she had a spine, she would say, yeah, I said the N-word. It's literally a part of the song that has been sung thousands of times by not only the original writer and singer, but people that have enjoyed the music. It is not an indication of racism in any way, shape, or form. And if you think it is tantamount to racism, why are you not going after the original creator of this song that literally wrote the fucking thing down, created it, and then sung it for the first time? Why are you not going after them for being racist? So what this is showing is she has zero fucking spy. She has zero spy. I fully understand that it sounds like I'm saying it, however, I'm not. This isn't the first time in Twitch history somebody has said something that started with an N and is misheard to be the N-word. No, Kaceytron. Grab your non-existent metaphorical balls and say, yeah, I said the N-word. It's part of the song. Go fuck yourself if you don't like it. But this is proving she has no spine. No spy.
They have to cover it up with a web of lies. But once Casey started on this path, she didn't leave it, because around this time, she was friends with Mizkif, who around this time was a cool poggers fun guy on Twitch. And Mizkif had himself a little game show too, that he had invited Kaceytron on to take part in. So let's take a look at Kaceytron and Amaranth answering a math question.
All right, sixth grade math. 36 is what percent of 80? And you must show your work. I will not take it if you don't.
On every test.
45%. Casey, how did you possibly figure it out by just putting 80?
I don't fucking know. I honestly just like, I don't know. This is what makes sense to me.
Right, because 40,
I really
40's
just
half.
guessed.
Yeah.
I don't.
Why is she dividing 80 by 36? What? Why? Yeah, like, well, which she did. She didn't actually do the math. See, this is the thing. She didn't do the math. She used a phone or something and did a quick Google search of what is 36% of 80. She Google searched it, and then she wrote this down to cover her tracks for the fact that she Googled it. That's what happened. Because if she actually did the math, like, no, this didn't make sense to her. She fucking Googled it. And then she's like, well, I'll just put like 80 and then the slash, and not knowing that this math equation is 80 divided by 36, which does not equal 245. So she basically just broadcast that. She just Googled it. When realistically, she could have done the simplest fucking thing. 80 times 0.36 equals. And there's your answer. Garrett, literally the simplest way to do this is multiply 80 times 0.36. That will get you what 36% of 80 is. If you multiply 80 by 0.36.
No, yeah, like I was like half. Yeah, I don't know.
You dumbass. All right, well, you got it right. Congratulations. You're moving on.
I didn't think I got that right.
Sixth grade. Just make sure you leave your iPhones
General,
on top
probably
of the desk.
not.
I don't want any cheating. Okay, please. Thank you, guys.
So it's clear that Casey is cheating. And she didn't only cheat on...
Wait, did I misread his question? I thought it said... Oh, it did say... Okay, that's my bad. I misread the question. I thought it said, you know, what is 36% of 80? I think, you know what it was? I was looking at my OBS, because I was looking at chat, while it was playing, and Chat was covering up part of the question. And all I saw was 36% of 80. I didn't see 36 is what percent of 80. That's why I misread the fucking question. Chat, you fucked me up. You fucked me up. You covered up part of the question. Not my fault. Not my fault.
Right.
Sixth grade. Just make sure you leave your iPhones on top of the desk. I don't want any cheating. Okay, please. Thank you, guys.
So it's clear that Casey is cheating. And she didn't only cheat on this show, but she also acted like this whilst doing so.
Yeah, definitely. Winning is definitely the better suit. You got 100 gifted subs. But
You
Josh,
lost to a stoner and a hot tub streamer.
Damn.
Get fucked. You look so
It is
dumb
what it
now.
is.
Oh, you
It
fucking
is-
cheated,
down.
bitches!
It
I
is what
guarantee
it
it.
is.
I know. I'm ready to pack it up now. I'm like, we win.
And she cheated her way into winning the show, which gives us this
Yup.
clip, which, knowing the truth behind it, is really rich.
Rio de Janeiro in Brazil.
It was Brazil.
How the hell did you know that?
I just know. It's on that f***ing giant mountain,
knows.
right?
Here, Kaceytron, congratulations on losing your 3Fs and winning the whole show.
You know, I feel like this is honestly my moment. Like, I feel like for years people are like, oh, Casey's dumb as f***. Casey's stupid. She's just a dumb stoner.
Are you seeing their chat? Look at the chat.
Years
Drugs,
people are like, oh, Casey's dumb
dubbing
as f***.
drugs,
Casey's stupid.
drugs, weed money. Like, even back then, she was known as just being a dumb fucking stoner.
She's just a dumb stoner. She has no personality
I called it.
besides stoner. She just shows her. She's dumb as. She's, you know, just pretending
reading
to
my
be
logs at this
our
point?
word,
What's going on?
etc. Like, you know.
Holy fuck is she projecting? Wow. She is projecting so fucking hard right now. It's honestly kind of funny. Like, someone's got low self-esteem issues.
I know. I'm like, oh my god. I can't, like, I feel like I really proved something today. And I feel like this day will be remembered in Twitch history. The day where Kaceytron proved that she wasn't just a dumb stoner, just a dumb stoner, just a dumb stoner.
Initially, it was Destiny, who was not a fan of Kaceytron at this point, accusing her of cheating. And when the accusation was first thrown out, this is how she reacted.
Well, he's going to accuse me of cheating because he has something to gain from it. You know, that person specifically. And he knows that for whatever reason, people will just believe what he says. But it's like I said, that one question, the 36, you know, what percent of 36, what percent is 36 of 80 is somewhat easy
20,
because
33?
it's less.
It's like 30.
Well, it's
or
less
what?
than half, right? Because you know that 36.
No, it's like 40.
36 times 36 is 72, so that's less than half. So you know that it's not. You know that it's not 40.
And with this, she wasn't fooling anyone. And she ended up having to make a statement apologizing about cheating and then saying this.
I actually do feel awful on so many levels.
No. No. You feel awful that you got caught. That's why you feel awful. Don't fuck with it. This is how it always is. Anybody that gets caught lying or cheating doesn't feel bad about doing the lying or the cheating. They feel bad about getting caught lying or cheating. Let's not fuck with this. That's what they feel bad about. You feel bad that you got caught. You feel bad that you had to refund the 100 subs that was given to you as being the winner. Be fucking honest, you dumb bitch.
And just quickly, I hate this attitude, because if she really did feel bad, she would have admitted right away that she was cheating, before any accusations or anything. But no, the writing had to be on the wall so clearly before she'd actually make the statement that she cheated.
And yes, there was a point where I doubled down before I admitted to cheating. And looking back, I feel embarrassed and stupid about that too. I think it's, I don't know, somewhat normal stages of denial. Like I was in denial and I was just trying to
Dummy, you jumped right out of denial and went straight to bargaining to try and salvage this. Don't even try to pretend like you were in denial. You knew what the fuck you were doing from the get-go. Fucking 2 seconds after you presented your after, I knew you were lying. Fucking 2 seconds afterwards, I knew you were lying. So, yeah. There are people who could do math well, but can't explain the process of how they reach their answers. Leo, when you're talking, when in reference to when people are doing long math, I'll agree that people basically have a calculator for a brain and they do like long math where they're doing complex equations and they're able to process it in their head. And they can't really explain the process of how they did it because it's all being calculated in the brain. Yes, I'll agree with that. But when you're doing a literal simple math equation of 36% of 80, or excuse me, I did it again. 36 is what percent of 80? And it's literally a simple division question. You can't say, oh, I can't explain that. It's not like you're doing a complex equation in your head that is faster to do in your brain than it is than to basically type it out. This is literally a simple division question. So no, that rationale doesn't work. And it also only works if that person is really good at math and Kaceytron is not good at math. So there's a difference. If Kaceytron had basically done it and said, I can't explain this, and then went on to do even more complex equations, I would buy that. But she can't do that. She can't do complex equations and go, I can't explain how I know it. It just works itself out in my brain. That's not her.
Justify it, you know, to myself.
And the before mentioned streamer Destiny is someone she really hates. But it's not just a normal hatred, it's an absolute obsession.
Remember the fucking clip about Kaceytron's Reddit history talking about Destiny?
And there really is too much to go over when talking about this topic, because she just endlessly tweets and argues with random people on Reddit about him, to the point that she must have given a considerable amount of her adult life just to rage at this guy.
Kaceytron has a habit of using the Afro Man defense. Unfortunately, because I got high, isn't recognized as a viable defense.
Well, it seems like she's transitioning from the "cause I got high" defense to everyone's an incel. Because that is now her current thing, is she just screams incel on Twitter over and over again, where her vocabulary has devolved to that 5-letter word and nothing else.
Guy. So with many communities turning against her, and her old online friends not associating with her, she decided to release a video called I'm Done with YouTube. In this video, Casey announces that she's starting a new YouTube channel. It's all played up really over the top like a joke, so it's not really clear why she actually did this. But she did want to switch up her content, play less of an act, and be more herself. Unfortunately for Casey, business-wise, this wasn't a good decision, because on her new channel, her views are down, big time. And I think this idea of Casey dropping the act and becoming more herself is what really screwed her career. Because when she was the fake gamer girl, rage baiting, saying wild stuff to get a reaction, it's all under the veil of her being a character. Then she's like, actually, I want to be taken seriously and I want people to listen to what I have to say, but all she has to say is the same rage-inducing rubbish. But this is actually from her. And when she tries to insert herself in a situation such as XQC's relationship drama, everyone can see her for the unhinged and biased person that she is.
I don't care.
Okay. So on this point alone, I can actually sympathize with her a bit. That if she started her streaming career as this caricature, and that's how she started it, if you are a streamer and you start off your career as a character, unless you have an absolutely stellar personality, transitioning your content to being just yourself is exceedingly difficult. Because you become known for that character, not as yourself. And yeah, I mean, you could have a second channel, but even if you have a second channel, it's kind of like, this is kind of like the issue people have with actors. This is something that happens. Garrett, yes and no. I was gonna reference Boogie, but I'll say why it's not exactly the Boogie effect. with Kaceytron, it's more like the actors, where you will see an actor in multiple films, and you see them as their roles. This is where the expression of "never meet your heroes" comes into play. Granted, I'm not calling Casey a hero, but the logic behind the statement is the same. Is where people see their heroes, i.e., typically speaking, like they're actors, they see them on the big screen, they see them in these roles that they either really like or they even idolize, and that is how they see that actor. And then when they see the actor even in like talk shows, and then they see the actor in real life and the actor being their real self, it completely shatters the illusion. It completely shatters the person's illusion of that actor. And for more than a few people, they can't enjoy that actor's performance anymore because they've seen the real them. They've seen the real person behind the script, behind the screen, and they can't enjoy them anymore. And unfortunately, Kaceytron, because she started off her streaming career as that character, people could only see her as that character. And so when she started streaming as just being herself, it was not the same thing. Even if she was basically doing the same shtick that her character was, it's still her. Because now it's like, oh, you really are this much of a piece of shit. You're not just pretending to be a character. And so it shatters the illusion. And people don't like that. Now, with the reference to Boogie, like what you were saying, whereas Boogie, difference with Boogie is Boogie did not start off as the character. Boogie started off as himself, theoretically. Granted, these days it's hard to tell who the fuck the real Boogie is. Plenty of people say that the nice guy was the character all along. That's a whole different discussion of. But Boogie started off as the nice, wholesome gamer guy, and then injected the Francis character afterwards. And that gained some additional traction. So Boogie didn't actually start his streaming career as Francis. He injected Francis afterwards. So that's why I don't think Boogie is the same thing here. It's so, but you know, with Kaceytron, that's kind of where I a little bit I can feel some sympathy for her because she made a mistake in how she presented herself in the streaming space. She presented herself as a character first and not afterwards. If she presented herself first and then created this personality to play around with as a bit on stream, it would have gone a lot better for her. Instead, she did the reverse, and people just, when the mask fell and people saw that the genuine person was a piece of shit, well, then people went, oh, I really don't fucking like you now.
I don't care. I don't think Asana to pull back. SUC has used a massive audience to manipulate and abuse and harass adept and done very little to stop it. He's a manipulator, and manipulation is abuse. That is insane.
And what's really unfortunate for Kaceytron is throughout the many beefs that she starts with people like XQC, Destiny, and even Chud Logic, she never comes out on top.
The bro lacks basic reading comprehension. I'm not mad that he lives the way he chooses. I'm saying he hates himself for choosing to live that way. You want to talk about my drug addiction, worry about your Adderall abuse. Okay.
Can't remember. Why wouldn't I show you this picture? What do you mean? This is her in a Barbie picture. She looks fantastic. What do you mean? Barbie girl in a Barbie world?
Oh, God.
She must have learned by now, after repeating this cycle so many times, that again, she's going to come out looking stupid. And all she's going to say is, this guy's an incel. This guy's a white gamer guy that hates women. And when stuff like this...
Hang on. Let's actually read this shit. By plan to trigger all the add-in incels worked, and I didn't even have to mention how he supports sex trafficking rapists. Cool, Kaceytron. Where's your fucking receipts with your slanderous bullshit? The garbage of the internet is still commenting on this post, crying about how nobody likes them or wants them around. Literal incel basement dweller neckbeards filling up my notifications. Their fucking stupidity. She has a half-track mind. Like, Kaceytron, she has fried her fucking brain with weed so much, it literally just has incel on repeat. Over and over and over again, day after day after day. She does not know how to do anything other than call people incels. She has cooked her own fucking brain so much that literally all she knows how to do is call people incels.
So, this guy's a white gamer guy that
And saying an alt-right Nazi. Again! Look how far back this started. And this isn't even when it started. So we can thank Kaceytron as being one of the individuals that destroyed the power behind this word. So when actual Nazi fascist totalitarianism bullshit that has happened today in the UK, and nobody heard the siren calls of people saying we have actual Nazi shit that is starting to happen by the UK government, and everyone ignored it because people like Kaceytron destroyed the fucking word because someone didn't agree with her. And so the word Nazi lost all of its power and meaning, and nobody recognized the siren call or the klaxon siren call of when someone was trying to say that the UK is actually pulling Nazi shit. Because Kaceytron is one of the people that destroyed the word. Bravo, Kaceytron. Bravo. You can now credit yourself as being contributory to silencing the alarms that have been trying to scream about actual Nazi fascism returning to the world. You dumb cunt. Congratulations.
hates women. And when stuff like this gets repeated so often, it lacks
Again!
a white gamer guy that hates women. And when
Hang on,
stuff
that's
like
not
this
it.
gets repeated so often,
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? People like this destroyed language so that when actual fascism reared its head, nobody heard the alarm because nobody took it seriously. Because it simply became a word for dumb, drugged out bitches that simply hate the fact that someone disagreed with them. Fuck you, Kaceytron. You are one of the reasons why people did not see this coming, and the people who did were not heard, because you destroyed the very word that could have been used as the alarm call for what is happening in the UK now. Congratulations, you bitch.
it lacks any substance and makes her look bad. Which brings us to the beef that makes her look worst of all. Her beef with the human hobgoblin that is Asmongold. If you're aware of who Asmongold is, you can probably guess Kaceytron is not going to like him, as Asmund is the epitome of the basement-dwelling, slightly right-leaning gamer that lives in absolute squalor. And the beef between Asmongold and Casey seems to go way back, as Kaceytron once made accusations of Asmongold's old girlfriend, Pink Sparkles, for viewbotting. Many jabs and hate-fueled rants have been made by Casey against Asmongold since this, but it came to a head about 7 months ago when she controversially liked a tweet from somebody blaming Asmongold's poor hygiene for his mother's death. And when she got called out for this, instead of reflecting on the situation, she doubled down and said this.
Yes, I did like that tweet. It says, thankfully, XQC's lifestyle hasn't led directly to the death of one of his parents yet, so he has that going for him over Asmon at least. I'll admit, I did like that tweet, and I have a lack of respect for Asmongold after letting his mom with COPD live in those sort of conditions. I'm sorry.
Letting his mom live in those conditions. I know Asmon doesn't care. I know Asmon lets these kind of comments, he just lets them roll off his back. He doesn't care. He'll basically take comments like this and he will farm them. Asmin is very good about, like, you want to say something about my mom? Go ahead. I don't care. I will just farm you for content. I'm just simply going to point out to Kaceytron, Asmund Gold's mother was a grown-ass fucking woman. She chose to live in that house. She could have moved to another house. She could, because to the best of my understanding, Asmund Gold's father does not live in the family home anymore. And to my understanding, Asmund Gold's father has his own home, and the family home where Asmund Gold currently resides, to my understanding, and someone correct me if am I wrong on this, but Asmund Gold lives in the house in his house alone, does he not? And his father has a different residence. Am I correct about this? Because that's what I thought. That's how I thought it was. Is currently at the house is Asmund's. It's the family home, and Dad lives in a separate house. Right. So his mother is a grown-ass fucking woman. If she had chosen to, she could have lived in a different home. Yes, you can make the argument of, oh, it's the family home. Sure, that argument can be made, but she made the decision to live there. She also made the decision not to get on Asmund's ass about cleaning shit up. She also did not clean up the home. It was Asmund that cleaned up the home when he caught his bullshit 2-week ban from Twitch. Kaceytron, you don't have any fucking right whatsoever to talk about another person's mother whom was of sound mind and body and made her own choices. She made her own choice. Asmund Gold did not force her to live in the home in the condition that was in. You also don't know if the condition of the home... was it ever determined if the condition of the home resulted in her death resulting in complications from COPD because of the conditions of the home? Was there anything that came out that said that the conditions of the home exasperated her COPD and that's what caused her death? No, I didn't think there wasn't. So it's also blatantly mischaracterizing the cause of her death. Kaceytron is no better than those fucking internet sleuths that AC was talking about yesterday. She is making a leap of logic that has absolutely no bearing on fact or evidence. In the meantime, she's baking the fuck out of her brain on a daily basis with overuse of weed. You are the last fucking person to criticize anyone about risks to their health. And say whatever the fuck you want. If you bake the fuck out of yourself with marijuana on a daily basis, yeah, that's going to be a detriment to your health. If you bake yourself into oblivion every day. Casual daily use of marijuana is not going to cause you any... I don't believe casual daily use of marijuana will not cause you substantial health problems. If you just have like one, maybe two joints or vapes or whatever your method of choice is for consuming marijuana, once or twice a day, you'll probably be fine. When you bake your brains out like Kaceytron does on a daily basis, yeah, that's going to affect your lung health. It will. Just like it will with smokers. So you are the last person to offer any fucking criticism whatsoever regarding someone who passed away due to COPD. Shut your fucking mouth, you fucking baked out stoner.
Like, you're a millionaire, you have all of the resources in the world. Why is your sick mother living like that? Like, I'll say
Because
it,
she
I
chose
don't
to.
care if that makes me a bad
Because
person.
she chose to.
Still miles above of Asmongold. Miles above Asmongold. I'm sorry. Like, I have literally a fraction of the income, and I take better care of my parents than that.
Casey caught a temper.
Receipts, bitch. You don't make that kind of accusation without ponying up some fucking receipts. Because I don't fucking believe you. I don't believe a fucking word you said. That you take better care of your parents than Asmongold does? Show me some goddamn receipts. Show them or shut the fuck up. Because you know what? If I was able to take care of my parents because of my streaming, might I talk about it? Yeah. But I wouldn't be bragging about it, or I wouldn't be trying to say I am so much better than someone else because I quote unquote take care of my parents. It's showcasing that you're lying. It's flat out showcasing your lie. I'll tell you what. In the spirit, chat, I will tell you how I was able to take care of someone in my family that I'm very proud of. That this made me very proud of. Okay? When I went on vacation last month for a day, and at Gabriel Musi, thank you for the follow. When I was on vacation with my family last month, I was able to, for the first time in my life, because of streaming, because I have been able to be successful on streaming, and because I have been the recipient of your guys' absolutely incredible generosity from streaming. You know what I was able to do while I was on vacation? I was able to buy dinner I was able to buy dinner out, not like groceries, but I was able to actually take my family out to dinner and tell them, this is on me. I'm paying for it. I was able to take them out to a very nice meal, and I was able to tell them, this is on me. I'm paying for all of this tonight. It felt amazing, Rotors. It felt absolutely amazing to be able to do that for the first time in my life. That I was able to do that for my family. And you know what happened? My family, in response, you know what happened? I got the biggest fucking hug. And I was told, we are so proud of you. That you are at a point in your life financially that you are able to do this. We are so happy for you, and we're so proud of you. And I was proud of myself that I was able to do it. Now, is that me bragging? No, it's not me bragging. That's me saying that I am incredibly lucky, I'm incredibly fortunate, and I have an absolutely amazing community. I'm not using it as a means of dunking on anyone. It's basically a story that I'm telling to you to tell you guys how appreciative I am of everything that you guys do and what your generosity, what it has allowed me to do. And not just like piss money away on stupid stuff, but to actually to use my money in a meaningful way. That's why I tell the story. And thank you for the gifted, Sketty. Thank you very much.
Temporary ban for this comment, but she still clearly hasn't learned from the situation, because recently, as usual, she's arguing with random people on Twitter, but she decided to, almost out of nowhere, do it again, writing that, I think a great sin is being a millionaire and letting your sick mother live in absolute filth without lifting a finger or using any of your endless resources to do anything about it. So awful. And
again, she's acting like Asmongold's mother was a mental deficient and was not capable of making her own choices. Asmongold's mother chose to live in the house. Asmongold's mother chose not to facilitate or even ask Asmongold to clean things up. Asmongold, yeah, would have given her anything she wanted. He would have bought her anything she wanted. His mother chose to live that way. But Kaceytron is very conveniently ignoring that. Cry Asmongold, as your type always say, facts don't care about your feelings. Also, how's your other rapist, allegedly, buddy Tecto doing? Yes, Tecto, and I saw the post and heard about your abusive behavior. You are truly sick. Uh-huh. Though, Kaceytron, one slight problem. Your facts are fucked. As I literally just pointed out to you. So yeah, Kaceytron, facts don't care about your feelings. And the fact is, you made a shit argument. That was wrong. And yeah, of course, alleging that Tectone is a rapist. Where's that facts don't care about your feelings thing again, Kaceytron? Because, to the best of my knowledge, there's no evidence to substantiate your slanderous claim.
Yet again, she doubled down on this statement, writing, "Cry, Asmongold. As your type always says, facts don't care about your feelings."
Like, she's bringing up my dead mother in order to, like, complain and talk shit about me on Twitter. I mean, at a certain point, like, really, what are you doing? What are you doing? The tweet is still up? Yes, it's crazy. What's wrong with this person? Gross take, I know.
And you'll have to believe...
What's wrong with her? She spends 18 to 24 hours a day baked out of her skull, and she's fried her brain. That's what's wrong with her.
About this. I'm not some Asmongold glazer. I don't really care about him. And I have tried pretty hard to find why Casey has gone at Asmon like this. And it looks like he has done seemingly nothing to deserve this. Every time they beef, Casey brings it up in the first place. Casey is always madly just tweeting about him, and she ends up trying to play the victim card, saying that she's been attacked by incel gamers.
He keeps bringing it up because she's got nothing else. She keeps bringing it up because there is nothing else that she has to use against Asmongold. And she also knows that if she head-to-headed Asmongold in an argument, she would lose. Handily, she would lose. So all she's got is his dead mother, his dead mother, his dead mother. That's the only thing she's got. Because the only other thing that works in her brain is calling someone an incel, calling someone a Nazi, or calling someone a fascist. That's all she's got. She doesn't actually have facts and rationale to back it up, and she has no way to defend herself on a counter argument where people will bitch slap her with actual facts. So that's why she brings it up over and over again.
And I'd be happy to hold my hands up and say I'm wrong about this. If anyone has any contradictory evidence to what I've just said, please let me know. But with all this being said, it should be clear why her concurrent views are dropping and people are unfollowing from her, with her unlikable and toxic content making her core fanbase slip, along with any potential new viewers of Kaceytron already having the image of her tainted in their minds because she always inserts herself into other people's dramas and ends up saying something so stupid that she'll get hated on for it. And along with this, she has pretty much stopped doing shows and collabing with other big creators, such as Cutie Cinderella, who she hasn't explicitly been dropped by the way that Minx was, but she seemingly doesn't associate with.
That's what I'm talking about. That's Minx right there. That's not Kaceytron. That's Minx. That's what I was talking about before, where she is just a raging alcoholic. This was at some kind of like after party at TwitchCon, and she completely ruined the party by pulling a shit. She was drunk out of her fucking mind. She was on another planet with the level of alcohol and possibly drugs that she consumed, and like got them all ticked out of this hotel. This is like a rooftop party at a hotel after a TwitchCon, I believe, and she got them all kicked out because she went absolutely fucking apeshit with this stupid stuff. But again, this is Minx. This is not Kaceytron.
Her and any of the Twitch aristocracy anymore, which makes sense considering how hideously bad for PR she is now. And that leaves her to collab with people like Mike from PA, and she now has this infamous screenshot of those two hanging out, looking like the impoverished Twitch
Holy fuck. Before, after. Before, after. Oh my fucking god! That is like, okay, I said this before when this originally came up. We've clowned on him in this where he was being this beta low cuck boy. And I actually don't like using the first part of that descriptor, but it's apropos here. And he looked fine here, okay? He looked absolutely fine like this. He was well groomed, well kept, decently dressed. He was just fine. Okay? His personality is what made him, but appearance-wise, he looked fine. Holy shit! Did he let himself go? Holy fuck, he gained like 70 fucking pounds. Look at his guts. Look at that. He looks like he has a fucking medicine ball under his shirt. And he looks greasy and fucking disgusting. Chat, I'm sorry. He looks like he's a pedo. He looks like a fucking pedo in this picture. Dear God in heaven. I've never seen Mike from PA from the neck down. Because all the videos we've seen of him on stream is from the neck up. I have not seen him from the neck down, and holy shit. I did not know it was this bad. I did not. This was a fucking jump scare for me. Shit. Okay. And hold up, right? God! Trono! Holy shit! Thank you so much for the 10 gifteds! On Kick! Thank you so fucking much! Oh my god, I really appreciate that. Thank you so very much.
aristocracy rejects. And I don't like to take enjoying other creators falling off too far, but this couldn't have happened to two more deserving people. And on top of it, when it comes to being on the wrong side of history, with the ongoing Twitch controversy, and Casey seemingly unfairly losing her sub button in the past, she still sweeps for the company and glazes Hassan desperately whilst doing so. The way
And now we get an idea of why she got lumped into the lawsuit with Frogan and Denims. Yes, Drowner. Sorry. Yes. Apparently, Stream Elements is not caught up with Twitch in regards to Kick for subs. So yeah, it actually tells me who is issued the subs on Kick. So you're getting your thank yous. Twat. Thank you.
the Twitch empire has been built up for people just to desperately have affirmation from Hassan is disgusting. And I'm going to leave it there. If you like this video, please subscribe, leave a like on the video, and along with that, leave a comment to let me know what you thought about this situation. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.
Okay. So that was a good little history lesson regarding Kaceytron. because I knew very little about Kaceytron other than she's currently a massive stoner. So that was a good little history lesson regarding her. I like that.